Warning: the following podcast contains violent scenes that may be unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, and welcome back to Twin Cities by Night and our third story arc, Dread. Dread is set in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, Minneapolis, and St. Paul in the hot and humid summer of 2011. Join us again and continue to follow the journey of Katao, played by Quinn, and William, played by Slavic, as they continue to traverse the dark society held within the Twin Cities. They will be joined by three new Kindred: Warren, a Tremere, played by Adam; Valentine, a Nosferatu, played by Alex; and Lenny, a Nosferatu, played by Andrew. Together, the coterie will find themselves joined together by a sense of dread. If you would like to contact us, you can follow us on Twitter at twin_cities_VTM or Facebook at Twin Cities by Night. We hope you enjoy.
This is going to be the character creation process for Alex's new character. Alex is here with me. Where we're going to go over the Nosferatu character he's going to create since Ophelia is dearly departed to us now. So, Alex, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good. Getting over this cold. Yeah.
Me too.
I know it's crazy, so hopefully we'll be ready and rocking here. I think we'll do good. So for everyone watching, what we're going to do is Alex is going to give a brief description on how his concept for his character is going to be, and then we're going to go over each step of character creation in the book, so you guys can see. Then he's going to spend XP points that Ophelia earned for obvious reasons. We don't want him to start new from scratch and be extremely powered down compared to everyone, even though this isn't really like a power type game. But I just think that Alex is a player that has earned the right to kind of carry the rewards for Ophelia over to this new one. So, all right, go ahead, Alex. Oh yeah, no problem, man. Well, thank you for playing, because dude, just for those of you who don't know or who didn't catch it in session 13, it was Alex's idea in one way or another to kind of sacrifice Ophelia for the story. He didn't want to know how, he didn't want to know when. I kept it as secret as I could from him, but I just kind of let him know, like, yeah, it's going to happen at the end of this story arc. I didn't tell him how. I didn't tell him anything. So I'm sure you were wondering, because I wanted to keep it to the very end of the story arc for obvious reasons. But to get the deep impact that it got, hopefully it got. It seems like some people were kind of blown away by it. So, including your fellow players. So, all right, go ahead. Hopefully, right? So let's go over your concept for your character here.
Okay, I wanted to play a child, basically, someone who was turned as a child, but kind of like Claudia from Interview with the Vampire, but not, because this guy's going to be a Nosferatu, so he's going to be a creepy, ugly little man-child thingy, and he's a child. Yeah, he'll come across as sweet and innocent, probably using obfuscate so that he can disguise himself as like a cute little kid with a lollipop and a sailor's costume on or something, but then he'll just ruthlessly drain the blood of the hapless adult that's decided to help him out.
I think the sailor costume would kind of put people up in guard nowadays anyways, but I get what you're saying, like little bib overalls, Old Navy baseball cap. Yeah.
On his head.
So we'll talk about the background once we get done with the character creation itself. But just for those of you Ophelia was doing write-ups to this Nosferatu. The emails that started being sent that were like kind of like seemed like they were a two-way conversation at one point were written to this character. I'm correct in that, right? Yeah. Yep. And so, just we throw in little hints there or whatnot. So obviously, we're going to get over in the background, but this character has a reason to come to the Twin Cities now due to the relationship. He's pissed off, I'm sure. All right, so do you got your book with you by chance, so we can go ahead and start rocking on this?
Yes, I do. What page do you want me on?
Well, we could just we'll start at 105, because 105 is kind of where they have the, you know what I mean, the steps here and everything like that.
Sure.
So I'm going to first ask you, what do you want the name of your character to be? Have you thought of a name?
Yeah, his name's going to be Valentine.
Does he have a last name, or is this just Valentine?
Just that. He's
all right.
He's like Madonna or Prince or Sting.
Sting. What's another one? I can't think of any other cool ones, man.
Bono.
So we already Bono. There you go. Just as devious. I'm joking. So we got Alex is the player. Chronicles Twin City by Night. So let's start talking about nature and demeanor. All right.
Okay.
Nature obviously is the one that's internally how you really are. Demeanor is how you portray yourself to be to the world. What would you say the nature and demeanor of your character is, and why?
Well, I think demeanor would be pretty obvious. There's one there, child. I think that would be a good one to go with.
All right. I'm writing this down too while we go over here. Yeah, so child,
Yeah.
which is basically, kind of helpless and needing of someone and everything like that. But yeah.
Yeah. So, he's going to act childish. He's going to play it up, I think.
Nice.
Well, around certain people anyway.
Yeah. What about your demeanor?
Demeanor, I was thinking survivor probably.
Okay, so people are going to view you as like some poor little wretch who had to survive on his own, because that's part of the story too. And before we get to it, but just like you're thinking, your character is the way he is because he's a kind of like a shovelhead who survived and escaped, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And that basically, and I kind of skipping ahead, but just for my own memory, that we talked about to where like Ophelia kind of like found him on her little sabbatical she took after the first story arc of Twin Cities by Night, which is kind of cool in a way that happened because like of all the fucked up shit that she witnessed, you know what I mean? And then she finds like this soul who's just kind of like in needing of, I don't know, mentorship or a mother figure, and she kind of stepped into that role, you know?
Yeah. Although I think by the same token, Ophelia was kind of reading more into that side of it than he was. Do you know what I mean? Like she kind of saw him as this lost soul and took pity on him and kind of got that motherly feeling towards him. And he's kind of gone with that, but at the same time he's kind of playing on his he's playing it up a little bit, you know.
Oh,
like
so
he
giving her
did
what she
feel
wants, kind of thing.
that, but yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
He
Like it was
definitely
Go ahead.
Sorry, he definitely liked the attention and the kind of situation he found himself in, but at the same time, he concealed a lot about himself from her.
Yeah, and we can even say at one point too that almost like Ophelia was the one that kind of educated him on the ways of the Camarilla. You know what I mean? And because it always made it sound like in the emails, and correct me if I'm wrong, but in the emails, she was always kind of like hinting at one day him coming to the Twin Cities, but him just not being ready for it, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, all right. So clan we know is Nosferatu, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And sire is unknown.
Size unknown, yeah.
And then concept, what would you say, like, how would you term the concept? Like lost child, or what in your own words?
I've got written here Mr. Fix-It, which might sound strange, but it works with his background because once he was turned, he kind of he stayed away from the rest of vampire society and just kind of did what he had to do to survive. That was kind of the background I was working with for him. So he does all kind of jobs that other people wouldn't want to do.
Gotcha. Understood. Yeah. Even for like more like for mortals though, right? And we'll cover that in the background, but like because he didn't really enter. Would you? Again, there's more background stuff, but we can discuss as we go through here. Would you say more that like Ophelia was like really the only kindred that he had any involvement or any kind of because like I said, one thing that really bothers, I said this back when we first started Twin Cities by Night, one thing that I like about vampire that says in the books a lot that I don't see too much in games, and teach their own, it's not a big deal, but I like the whole solitary, you can live in the city for 20 years without seeing another vampire, you know what I mean? Vampire
that's
concept.
what he basically went through.
Okay, gotcha, understood. All right, man, so next we're going to go on to, we picked the clan, so the clan weakness, and I know it's like, I think it's having no dots and appearance, but let me go ahead. Yeah, it's having no dots in appearance. All right. So we're going to go into the fun of it, the dots, right, for attributes. So the attributes are going to be, and I should know this off the top of my head, but we're going to, attributes 7, 5, and 3. So which one are you going to make your 7 attribute?
Mental.
Mental, all right. And what are you putting, where are you putting those dots into?
So I've got 2 in perception.
All right.
2 in intelligence,
All right.
and 3 in wits.
All right, you're a witty son of a gun, dude. I can see that already. Some like little Nosferatu kid, like trading jabs with like people.
He's basically Gary Coleman in a vampire body. No, he's not.
Fucked up. I could say so many messed up jokes there, like about drug problems and everything, but we'll keep that to ourselves. So, all right, so let's look at here for specialty for wits here, so you can re-roll your 10s if you fit through. The specialties are getting the jump on others, snappy patter, changes the strategy, ambushes, or anything that you might, if you want to make a case of what you think a good specialty would be. I can,
I like ambushes. Let's go with ambushes.
Like physical ambushes, or like what do you mean by ambushes? Are you talking?
Creepy kid lurking around in an alleyway and pounce on someone.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! All right, I got that. I can dig that. So which one's going to be the 5?
Physical.
All right. What do you want to put 5 into?
5 physical.
Dots. All right. Yeah. That's okay. I mean, the dots actually into. I'm sorry.
Yeah. 5. Oh, sorry. Well, I'm going for the child floor, so I can't have more than 2 in strength and stamina. So 1 point in strength, 1 point in stamina,
all right,
and 3 in dexterity.
3 in dexterity.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a quick little fuck, huh? God, you're creeping me out.
Yeah.
Let's talk about specialty for dex. Did you already pick one for dexterity?
Oh no, I haven't actually.
Let me look up here what your specialties can be. Stand by 1 second. So dexterity, you can have Lilith, Swift, Feline, Grace, Lightning Reflexes.
Ooh, lightning reflexes.
All right, so social will be 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and we can't have anything in appearance. So what are you going to put your 3 dots in?
1 charisma, 2 manipulation.
All right. So next we get into talents, which is going to be 13, 9, and 5. And you can have at this point, you can't have anything higher than 3 until you start spending freebies or experience or anything like that,
Sure. I'll put 13 into skills to start with.
13 into skills. All right. And how did you distribute those up?
Okay, I've got 3 points each in security, stealth, and survival.
Okay, hold on 1 second. 3 points each in what? Security,
stealth
and survival. All right, so that's 9. That leaves you 4.
2 each in firearms and melee.
Oh, this little kid knows how to shoot, huh?
Yeah, this little kid's a psycho.
I'm sure. I'm sure we're gonna get into the melee. All right, cool. So then we have 9. What are you gonna put 9 into?
Talents.
All right.
I was going to go with 3 points in subterfuge.
3 points in subterfuge. All right.
Yeah. 2 points in streetwise.
2 points in streetwise, like that.
So that's 5. Put 2 into intimidation.
Oh yeah, I can see this little fuck being intimidating. All right.
And 1 each into alertness and dodge.
All right, so that's 9. Okay, and the next one is going to be 5. That's going to be in knowledges. Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll go 2 in computer.
2 in computer.
2 in investigation. 2
in investigation.
And put 1 into occult.
1 into occult. And one thing, we'll discuss this once freebies and experience points are going to come out, but are you planning to bump that up? Because I remember you saying like a concept was like this, you're thinking of a concept as someone who had occult knowledge and shit like that too, or?
Yeah, in a way, yeah. Something he's dabbled into. So I'll buff that up when we get to it.
Yeah. Well, and I don't want to give away, but we're talking about that one thing, you know what I mean? Which, we're just around the corner from doing. So, all right. So next you're going to choose advantages. So you have 3 dots of in-clan disciplines you can spend now, 5 dots in backgrounds, and 7 in virtue. So let's go ahead and do the 3 dots and disciplines right now. And I believe it's potence, obfuscate, and animalism. Yeah, animalism, obfuscate, and potence. So
3 points in obfuscate straight away.
All right, obfuscate is 3 dots. Yeah, that's if you plan to run around and be around people, that's one skill that you need buffed up, man.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Then next we have 5 for backgrounds. And the list of backgrounds, I don't know if you know the list of backgrounds, but the allies, contacts, fame, generation. Oh, God, your herd. I remember your idea, what you told me about the herd. Influence, mentor, resources, retainers, and status. But go ahead.
Okay, I've got here 2 for contacts.
2 for contacts, all right.
So these are people, he's been doing a little bit of arms wheeling and dealing, doing some underground kind of jobs for shady people.
Yeah.
Might have made a few contacts over the years doing that.
Or maybe
resources. Sorry.
Resources.
You go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you go. What
resources?
Were you saying?
I'm saying maybe he has some in the Twin Cities too. You know what I mean? Just knowing that potentially he might go there one day. You know what I mean? So
who's that? Who's that drug dealer kid? What was his name?
T.
Yeah, he's friends with T. I don't know.
T's dead. He's back for revenge on Ophelia and T. He's like, the 2 friends I had, they are dead, Don't you remember T got killed? Like, they had that news story. Someone noticed that too, man. Someone was all talking about, I don't know if you've noticed, and it really shot out to people who are watching this because I think it blows my mind, definitely, and everyone who plays. I didn't think we'd get, people commenting as much and watching as much as they are now. But they were mentioning they love that drug dealer scene, dude. And I was like, man, that was the first scene in the game where I was scared because the players were running that scene. You know what I mean? It was just it was nothing I had planned. So I was really intimidated by it, man. But it was cool, man. That's when you guys first started clicking, dude. So it was cool. So how many dots and resources?
1.
1 dot. All right. And then you got 2 more dots.
1 in influence.
Influence.
Just because he's got dirt on people, kind of thing. He might have.
What does 1 dot in influence give you here? Let me look here real quick. I'm just curious. I wanna just kind of, you know what I mean. So we could talk about that now before I forget, man. You motherfucker! I don't care about thaumaturgy. Sorry, I'm all looking here. This book, man. You would think I know this book by in and out now, but. I don't really look at shit like this too often, really, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
So 1 dot in
influence.
Post-it notes. You're moderately influence a factor in city politics. Okay, we can say that, dude. I like that, man, because that's gonna tie into some shit. Maybe you were already starting to pick up dirt for your own reason or for help with Ophelia or whatever.
I've done some jobs for people who would rather that no one knew that I had done that job for them, perhaps.
And maybe Ophelia gave you a copy of that shit she got in the first session. Pictures. You remember all that shit? So so all right. What's next? You got 1 more dot?
Herd. 1 dot herd.
That's 3 vessels. So you want to tell everyone what your herd's going to be?
It's going to be a BDSM herd.
Yeah.
It's creepy models who are into really kinky shit.
Now here's the thing too. We can say since it's such a small herd that they purposely moved to you know what I mean? The Twin Cities and you knew you're moving. You know what I'm saying? And that opens up a whole different side of things too, because really this next story arc is going to deal with the obviously Dunstern and the Giovanni, you know what I mean? But it's also a lot of the Max type stuff, you know what I mean? That's really going to get all zeroed in on, the how the first scene, it's going to deal with the underbelly of shit in a way, so it's going to be very very different, so all right, cool. All right, so we got that. So then we have 7 and virtues. Hold on a second. Where was it? Right here. All right, and 7 and virtues, which is conscience, self-control,
and courage.
And then courage. Yep.
2 in conscience. Oh, sorry, 1 in conscience to bring me to 2.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
2 points added to self-control.
All right.
And 4 in courage.
4 in courage. All right. So that means then you'll have a humanity of 5 and a willpower of 5. Which you can always spend. We're not done yet. But for now, humanity of 5 and a willpower of 5. I can't believe fucking William botched his fucking humanity roll, dude. When he sat there and watched that Milkhaven get killed, that was insane. All right. So. We got, for the most part, that stuff done, but now you have freebie points, 15. And what you can spend freebie points on, and we have the table here, so you got 15 freebie points. We're not talking about XP, we're just talking about the freebie points. You can have attributes for 5 per dot, ability 2 per dot, discipline 7 per dot, background 1 per dot, virtue 2 per dot, humanity 1 per dot, and willpower 1 per dot. I will let you, what we talked about, if you want to spend 7 on a discipline, but also before we even jump into spending 15, now's also where you'll choose your merits and your flaws, which you can get a cap of 7 on each. You know what I mean? So you can only get 7 total points from flaws and 7 total points from merits. If that's what you want to spend. So I'd say let's talk about merits and let's talk about your flaws first. You said you're going to take the child flaw.
Child and short. I have to take short as well. So that's 4 straight away.
So physical flaw, child. You're a child in between 5 and 10 years old. How old would you say your character was when he was embraced? 10? Your call.
Now let's go 8.
8 years old. All right. Time embraced, leaving your physical attributes undeveloped and making it difficult to interact with some aspects. You may not have more than 2 dots in strength or stamina, except when raising. Okay, we talked about that. All right. Attempting to direct or lead mortal adults is increased by 2. Oh, wow. So difficulties on all die rolls. So, like, if you try to manipulate or whatever, right? Like, face-to-face, right? +2 for that. All right. And try to remember that. I want to remember flaws. I feel like some of the flaws that, like, people did when we first created, I was just so overwhelmed running the game. I didn't really incorporate them into the story like I should have, you know? So just keep that in mind, you know? If you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I don't want to hinder you, obviously, but, you know, we're telling the story here, and you're well aware of that with Ophelia's sacrifice, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. So we got 4 from that. Okay. Any more flaws? Or
Yep, vengeful.
Under mental. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Why not, right? Get some. You have a score to settle.
I do.
Yeah, you do, man. Fucking a certain fucking Scottish child eating, you know what I mean? So that's gonna be such a good story, you know. I'm sure like some people are like, wait, we're not sure if he killed her. Well, I don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? I've heard about him, you know. That's all you needed, you know what I mean? And so it says you're obsessed with taking revenge on an individual. You may temporarily resist your need for vengeance by spending a willpower point. God, man, you're like the catalyst. Like the death Ophelia is the catalyst for the 4th arc, and you're gonna be like the, you know what I mean? What pushes it forward, man?
For sure.
It's gonna be interesting, man.
I've got one more flaw, and this is just kind of a fun one, but I thought it'd be funny to have cast no reflection.
Oh, cast no reflection. All right. And how much is that one?
Just 1.
All right, just 1. Now you know that some people might assume shit, right?
Yeah.
Because one clan doesn't, you know what I mean, and how people are on edge there and everything like that, dude. So, all right, man. Well, we'll see if anyone notices, right? They're probably too busy looking at you like, what the fuck? All right. Okay, cool beans. Now, do you have any? Now, let's go to spending for positive shit. There? Do you want to get any merits, or do you just want to go to spend freebies, or what?
I did want to get some merits as well.
Okay, what merit do you want to get?
I had cat-like balance, which is 2.
Okay, and what does that do? All right, what does that give you? You got cat-like balance. Is that the one you're talking about, or?
Yeah, that's the one. Sorry. Yeah, that's the one.
And that's only a 1 point merit, so you only got to spend 1 point on that. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. You got 7 max, so 15, 23. So we just spent. Now you're down to 22 for cat-like reflexes, and what that does is you possess an innate perfect sense of balance. Characters with this merit reduce difficulties of all balance-related roles. Examples being dexterity and athletics to walk along their road by 2. So -2 for all dexterity balance kind of rolls. So that's good. You know what I mean?
He likes climbing.
Yeah, he's like Bran from Game of Thrones. All right. Okay, what's the next?
I wanted to eat food.
Oh, eat food. Very nice. All right, next.
Now, this is conditional, but I thought Spirit Mentor maybe, but I don't know how you wanted, if that would work, or how you wanted to fit that in.
Where's Spirit Mentor at?
Supernatural.
All right, let me take a look here.
It was just an idea.
Yeah, I know. Let me see here. Spirit Mentor. I'm willing to give it to you, but more as like an advised role. You know what I mean? Position. Yeah. Now, I don't know. We'd have to. I'm willing to give it to you, right? I don't want to say no because I think it could progress the story, and I think like it could also tie into like what we're talking about, like with one of your disciplines. You know. Now, you know, it'd be more of a. It won't be like I'm drowning. I need Lassie to pull me out, kind of thing. It'll be like basically like speaking to you on advice or something to that extent, and it'll be very. How I'm gonna run it is. Have you ever read Anne Rice, by the way? Before?
Yeah, I've read most of it.
So you read? Did you read The Witching Hour?
A long time ago,
So
like
that
in the 90s.
yeah, so like the spirit in the witching hour, it like speaks in kind of cryptic a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I would run with it, not towards like, hey, bro, watch out, but it would be some progressive story. But yeah, I'm down for that. Now we got
The
to figure
reason I
out
took it originally was I had Ophelia in mind as the spirit mentor, but I don't know what you're doing with her or anything, so that probably won't work.
Well, I didn't want to say anything when you mentioned that before, but since Ophelia was diablerized, her spirit's gone, like it's absorbed into Star.
Yeah, sure.
So we'd have to figure out like some kind of other spirit, man. Maybe it would be like someone that you killed when you know what I mean, or a family member, or I can let you think on that for a little bit. We can talk about in the background,
Or maybe it can be something I don't even know who it is.
That's true. We could do that, man. I like that. And that would be like a good story arc. You know what I mean? You could wonder who the spirit is or whatever,
Yeah.
So,
okay. Let's go with that. So that was 3 points, right?
Yep. So now you got 18 now.
Okay. I'll put an extra point into willpower.
All right. Extra point into willpower. All right. So that brings you down to 17. Now if you want to get the I'm just going to say it. If you want to get that first dot in necromancy, that's going to be, that's going to be 7. All right. So that brings you to 10. Now I'm going to look up necromancy here real quick. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so you'll have 1 dot in the sepulchre path. So you can get it says, hold on, it says at all beginning necromancers gain 1 level 1 ritual.
Oh.
Any other learn must be gained in one, in one. And there's only 1 level 1 ritual right here, and it's called the Hungry Dead.
Okay, I'll have that.
But yeah, I love this dude. We're gonna make this kid a fucking demented fuck. You know what I mean? So write that down that you got that level 1 ritual. So you got insight, and then you got that level 1 ritual. What I just said was Howl of the Hungry Dead. You're writing this all down, right?
Yeah, Howl of the Hungry Dead.
Yep. I'm gonna have you send me a copy of because I'm just like mine. I was originally gonna write it, but mine has a bunch of writing all over it.
That's cool.
Hungry Dead. I'm gonna have you send this to me. So, all right. So you got 10 points right now to spend.
What's it going to cost me to increase talents?
Let me pull it up here real quick. I just had it. So talents, abilities, it is 2 per dot.
Let's put 2 more into alertness. Oh, I've got the freebie points thing right here. That's helpful.
No. All right, you're at 8. You said 1 more in alertness or 2 more?
2 more, so I'll be on 6.
You'll be on 6, yeah.
Okay. Let's put a point into. Actually, driving would be kind of hard as a kid, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would.
I'm not going to be driving any cars. Could I put drive, but like motorbike or scooter?
Nah. I mean, motorbike you won't be able to ride either. You know.
Nah, that's true. Yeah. What about like a little Kawasaki Ninja or something?
No, you're not gonna have katana blade, so don't even ask, man. Now, what about a cult?
Yeah, a cult. Yeah, let's put 2 points into that.
All right, cool. So then that brings you down to 2 freebie points now.
Okay. 2 left. Let's go medicine.
Okay.
1 point in medicine.
Sweet. So now we are going to get into XP points, man. So you have, and let me do the math here again because I'm bad at math. All right, said it once, I forgot. You have 36 for all the sessions you played in. Then you have, or 39, excuse me, for all the sessions you played in. You got 12 for the ending of both arcs. And then you have 2 because you did the write-up. So you have 53 experience points. Now the table to what you can spend experience points on was obviously different than freebie points, and I just passed it here a couple times. I'm going to pull
43.
Is it 143? All right, look at you, man.
There it is.
Yep, that's the experience cost right there. So that's how much experience it will cost you to learn some shit. So,
all right, this is like going shopping.
I know, right?
With an unlimited credit card.
Now, if you want to, excuse me,
Will.
If you want to
Bless you.
buy any other out of clan disciplines, I'm going to narrow it down to the ones that Ophelia had, and we get to say that Ophelia showed you. Not saying you have to do that. I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's if you want to learn that, but go ahead.
No, that's cool. No, let's put one each in potence and animalism.
All right, so that will be 5 points each, so that's 10. So hold on 1 second. Animalism, and then potence. All right, so that brings you down to 43.
43. Okay. Put another point into animalism.
All right, so that will be current rating times 5. So then we'll just do 5 for that one again too. Then so that's 38.
Let's put another point into willpower.
All right, and that is what's willpower? Current rating. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah, that'll make you 7. So it'd be 6 points. So you're at 32 XPs now.
Okay.
XPs, I pluralized it.
Let's do another point of willpower, in fact. So put me up to 8.
Okay, so that puts you up to 8, and that's 32 minus 7 is 25. You're at 25 now.
Okay. An extra point of dodge.
Extra point of dodge, which that will be attribute is current rating, or abilities current rating times 2. So what do you have in dodge right now? 1, so that's 2 points. So you're 23.
1 point into brawl.
1 point into brawl, which
So I can kick people in the nuts.
yeah, and that's weird because it goes current rating times 2, but you don't. That's 0. That's why I don't like White Wolf. You know, well, I like White Wolf. Excuse me, I love it, but it's like current rating times 2. It doesn't say anything about like
new ability right at the top there. 3 points.
Oh, does it? Oh, 3 points. Okay, never mind. That's why I don't like opening my mouth. So you're at 20 right now.
Okay. Might as well take a point in animal kin if I've got animalism. I'll call these animals and then have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah. There you go. So that's 3. So you're at 17.
Put a point into science. Just minor, like.
Yeah.
I hung out with Walter White a couple of times, I guess.
So you're at 14.
14. Let's put in.
Did you real quick? Did you look at obfuscate and what you're going to need for those roles?
I think I need obfuscate 3. You
Yeah.
mean for disguising myself?
Like what does obfuscate require of roles from you? Because meaning like I should have thought about this before. It's not too late though. But like so for obfuscate 1, you don't require a roll. Obfuscate 2,
It's manipulation and performance.
Yeah, witness alert. Yeah, so you might want to bump up your performance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What would it cost me to put 3 points into it?
So it would be 7.
Let's do that.
Okay, so performance.
Performance.
All right, so that's 7. Boom. So you're at 7 XP right now.
7. Put a point into finance.
All right, that leaves you down to 4.
Put a 3rd point into computer. It should be all of it, right?
Yep, that should be all of it right there.
Great.
Boom.
So I was thinking of something that, and I wanted to shoot your idea before we like close out this part of it. Is what do you think about you having at least 1 dot in retainer, so you could have a ghoul who can like, you know what I mean, like fill in as an adult role, like drive you. You know what I'm saying?
Around.
Oh yeah. Just something to that extent. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So what we could do is I would let you, because they really don't have like an XP spending for backgrounds, but I will say if you take take that last dot of computers off, I'll let you have that ghoul if you want.
Okay.
All right. Actually, maybe even let you have 2 for that. Would you want 2?
That's
or would you
right.
want 1?
Just
right,
1 would be cool.
And we can talk about it when we do the background and everything, which we'll start to jump into now. So I'm gonna do the same thing that we did with everyone else in the game, and Ophelia, be like you guys were kindred for 30 years, because I just want to start everyone kind of like off a playing field, and that could kind of even explain why your character's gotten, you're not like a power player, you know what I mean? But at least, you know what I mean, isn't just your normal new neonate, even though you are a neonate still. But what was it? Do you remember the name of the town that Ophelia went to where she met him?
Grand Marais, it's called. It's on the shore of Lake Superior.
Yeah. So that it's by Minnesota. So there's a little thing, and I don't know if you ever caught it. It's not like really big point, but William and Jonathan Chase, without knowing each other, were pretty much embraced by the Venture clan to like push off, in a way, Sabbat kind of attack, like a probing by the Sabbat. I don't know if you ever picked that up, but
no,
I don't want to say too much about it. We'll talk about it in the game, and I'm really like, it's not like something that's like an uber secret, but it's like it was pretty much like corporate espionage shit that was going on. You know what I mean? It was like the Sabbat was trying to like probe a little bit, and so that's why those two were embraced, because their skill set. One being like William's, business, acumen, and fucking Jonathan's more like industrial espionage kind of shit. So. My point being, and there's more in the background. I'm just gonna say it though. Like in the '80s, there was an attempted Sabbat, like little probe, but they tried to test their strengths and it didn't work out that well, right? So one thing we can say is there was a pack that were going through, and what was the name of this town again? Grand what?
Grand Marais, Marais.
Yeah, Grand Marais, where they were going through, and they're probably trying to bolster, strengthen their ranks. You know what I mean? And what happened is that they grabbed a couple people. Shovel-headed you guys, threw you know what I mean? Threw you in the hole, buried you all, and when climbing out, we can say that somehow you escaped or you got ferocious, or what would you think? What would you like that to be like?
Something like that, and I mean, the first question you'd have is why the hell would they try and shovel-head a child? But what I was thinking was they needed someone who could do like cat burglary kind of stuff, sneaking in, picking locks for them, getting into places they might not be able to fit, so...
Well, that's good too, because at least in the fact that wasn't an outright attack, that they were just trying to, you know what I mean, probe and test and kind of go like that.
Mm-hmm.
But would you say like right away your character like escaped, or would you say like for a little bit he was?
No, I would say
right away.
Pretty much got away straight away. He's freaked out little kid with supernatural powers, and he just got the fuck out of there, and they couldn't catch him, kind of thing.
Yeah. Like he took advantage before they could Valkyrie him and everything. Like he could make him join part of the Valkyrie. He escaped. So for 30 years, or up until pretty much for 30 years, tell me like what happened in this town. Like what was your kid's like background like before he was a shovelhead? Let's talk about that.
Well, it's a pretty small town. There's only 1,500 people there, but we could say his dad was a fisherman or something, on the lake. Could go with that.
Okay.
And he lived a pretty normal kid's life, but he spent a lot of time playing outdoors and
was like playing in the woods, stuff. Riding around on his BMX. What year would you think that he would be embraced by? Because I know everyone was like between like 87, 90 kind of.
So you're saying 30 years roughly? Yeah, I'd say maybe like 88, 89.
Yeah. Okay. So he was like, all right, like an 8-year-old kid around that time. So what happened after he was embraced, like after he escaped and which is a pretty traumatic experience. He didn't have any idea what he was. You know what I mean? Just knows that he's just a little ugly. No, just also describe to me his Nosferatu appearance. And just so you know, this is like, and I think you know this, but just for the people watching, one thing I like about Vampire the Masquerade is, in its book, I think it gives so much variety, because I know a lot of people, and it's totally cool that people feel that way, but they want to play like we're a bloodline, or you know what I mean. But I think if you look at the game what's presenting, in and itself gives you opportunity to be unique. And the fact that I think a lot of people have this misconception that every Nosferatu looks like his avatar right now. You know what I mean? Bald head, pointy ears, green. But it just means that you're just a disgusting. What it really is you're disgusting, disfigured vampire with an appearance of zero. You know what I mean? And you're going to see when I describe a couple of the NPCs that you're gonna meet that they're not like looking like the movie Nosferatu or what you're atypical or whatever. So, but I mean, if you want that, that's cool. But what would you say your character's appearance was after he was embraced? Which, by the way, fucked with his mind even more, because it was painful when he was embraced. You know what I mean? And his body went through those changes, like puberty, but for eternity.
Puberty? I don't know.
Yeah. God, that sucks, man. You know what I mean? Go ahead, though.
I feel like all vampires go through eternal puberty. This is the way it seems.
Yeah, emotional and depressed.
And
humanity. Go ahead.
A little bit emo. It's like an emo phase that never ends.
Jesus, dude.
His nose is kind of, I guess, worn away, so he's got it kind of just nostril slits in his face. Do you know what I mean? Like someone who's been severely burnt.
Yeah.
Similar with his lips, so they're kind of burnt away. He's got the two characteristic Nosferatu front teeth that stick out. You know, instead of its canine fangs, he's got his two front teeth are his fangs. If that makes sense.
Oh, geez, man. Kid's stuck with buck teeth for life, man. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
buck teeth for life. And I want to give him comically floppy ears.
Damn.
If that's not too over the top.
Yeah. As long as
floppy ears.
as long as it's not like anime, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, in its way, it's disgusting, you know what I mean? But it's just like, I know, right? I don't want people to be like, oh, cute. I want people to be disturbed by this character, you know what I mean? Because in reality, he's a disturbing little fuck, dude, you know?
Yeah. Like long, pointy ears, but they're so long that they slightly droop and they kind of flop around when he turns his head quickly, but not huge, not like rabbit ears.
Yeah, I got you. Deformed.
Yeah. I'm going to say he's pretty pretty hairless. Could give him a shitty rat's tail or something.
Like a
rat's tail at the back.
Like the Jason Voorhees, like when he's a kid, like the weird patchy shit on the bottom. All right, cool.
Yeah. Let's say his eyes look like the eyes of a sweet child, but everything around them's kind of deformed. Like they're quite sunken. He's got big bags under them, and his brow kind of just slightly hangs over, just to make him look even freakier.
Gotcha. What color's his skin and shit?
I haven't really thought about that. We could say he's we'll just say he's a Caucasian. He's like a Minnesotan fisherman's son.
Gotcha. So he's keeping the complexion in a way of a white guy, but like
paler and more gross
and everything, and obviously paler and just kind of like diseased looking in a way.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Like maybe blotchy purple bits when he drinks lots of blood, he gets little, like, you know how an old dude might have those little
capillaries,
blood vessels on his face. Yeah,
that'd be rad.
When he's just drunk. Fresh blood.
Dude, that'd be sick, dude. Now, does he have any? Yeah, that's sick, dude. So in its way, when people see it, they're gonna be repulsed because it looks like a little fucking demon in a way, right? Like a fucking, like a disturbed,
creepy bat child.
It's so cool, like the necromancy. Because at first I was like, and to tell the people watching, like I was like, nah, I'm no necromancy, dude. And I feel like a dick. But once I thought about it, I'm like, damn, dude, that would add to the eeriness of this fucking kid. You know what I mean? Like doing a necromancy like ritual, or you know what I'm saying? Talking to something dead, and I just fucking love it, dude. You know, like
little kid.
yeah, like a little kid, you know. So when he uses obfuscate to like mingle around, or first of all, real quick, back to where your like Nosferatu description. What does it wear? Like he wear or anything? What are his hands like? Are they like normal kids' hands or?
His fingers are way too long, and his fingernails are like talons, I guess. We'll go with that.
Okay.
Like minor talons. Just shitty, long, pointy fingernails.
Gotcha. I can dig that. Now, what does he wear like when he's in like his Nosferatu form, I guess, you know?
I just pictured him wearing kind of a long jacket with a hood that he pulls right up to cover his face.
Like a winter jacket kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And what about on his feet? Does he like wear anything like on his feet or what?
Just a pair of loafers, I guess.
Like sneakers and shit? Like Chuck Taylors or something?
Something durable that isn't going to restrict his movement too much.
Gotcha.
Climbing boots or something.
Yeah. Now, what's his go-to like obfuscate like appearance? You know, I know you joke around with saying like kid in the Navy suit or whatever, but like, what would it like when he wants to like look like a child or? I mean, because I don't know how obfuscate works too, and I haven't really looked over it. Like, if there's an adult thing, you know what I mean? We could talk about it or whatever, but I take it he wants to look like a child, though, right? Is that what he normally does?
Like a little, like I said, a cherub, like a little kid with rosy cheeks and curly blonde hair, you know.
Whatever the normal child fashion is at the time for kids to wear and shit like that.
A cute little kid.
Okay. I can
really
dig that.
Play off it. Yeah.
So what happened after he escaped the Sabbat
pack that tried to shovelhead him, not knowing what he was or anything like that. What was his first 30 years like?
Well, I guess
before
the
Ophelia?
first thing he did is he instinctually went home to his parent, try and see his parents. We could say he went in there at night and crawled into bed because he was so scared. And the parents, it's dark. They didn't know what was going on. They thought their kid was just hopping into bed. And then, suddenly his bloodlust takes over and he drains his parents.
Just like
What do you
murders
think?
them. That yeah, I like that.
Just
Like
feeds them.
he comes in like super late at night. His parents are worried. You know what I mean? He sneaks into bed. Maybe they fell asleep on the couch because they were wondering where he was. They were about to call the cops. You know what I mean? And and then he just fucking frenzies because he hasn't fed, and murders them. That's probably why his humanity might even be low. The first reason why his humanity started going low, because usually kids have high humanity, So
Yeah.
like a mom, pop, maybe he was just a single kid or whatever. What happened after that? Like what made it to where, I guess, like what was his first like 10 years like? Was it just like living in that house, fleeing from it, or what was his haven like in this small town?
I think he might have fled into the woods and found like a cave to hang out in. And, he obviously couldn't hang around in the town, but he would go in there to feed. He'd start off with animals, I guess, and then move on to human prey. Realize that he could put up this appearance of looking like a child.
I just kind of, oh, that's sick. Just kind of like lived in the forest and was just like this fucking like, probably like something that haunted the forest. You know what I mean? That kids would talk about. Almost like Stephen King's It, where like the creature would make itself look like a fucking, make it look like a clown. You know what I mean? Like, come here, and then would just fucking devour him. So I'm having an idea, right? And the reason I'm having this idea, and I'm going to shoot it to you, not to spoil too much, but I think and I expressed in the chat and all this shit. Like one thing that like really like motivates me with Twin Cities by Night, and it's gonna motivate me a little bit in the Sabbat game, but especially that Mortal game I want to run, is like the whole occult, like just normal mortal. You know what I mean? Like secret society, whatever shit. Again, like for people who don't know, I'm not saying I don't believe like these conspiracies, but I think the books and reading the shit's fun as fuck to read. You know what I mean? Because it's like good stories.
Yeah.
And I just finished this book written in 1989 called The Ultimate Evil, where this author named Mari Terry tried to basically convince people that like the Son of Sam didn't act alone in New York. That was like a cult of Satanists that like fucking ranged like in North Dakota. And it's an inspiration for the game, that Mortal game I want to run, right? But my point being is I want to incorporate things like that. I kind of have a little bit in Twin Cities by Night, you know what I mean, in the first arc. But maybe my point being is what I'm saying is that fact that like, what would you think about an idea where like for like the first 10 years it lived in the woods, like how we explained, like a predator, but then maybe someone from the small town, and I'm thinking like a rich guy, someone who like is a dabbler in the cult or something involved in the cult, somewhat fucking fucked up, was going in the woods to see if the shit was legit in a way, you know what I mean?
Yeah, investigating the rumors that he'd
where there's smoke, there's fire kind of shit, and somehow you like either maybe it's your ghoul now, even, you know what I mean, that guy who's your ghoul or the spirit that follows you around now could be the fact that like you like this guy found you or something, or you utilize this guy, or you somehow he's the one that opened the door of occult knowledge for you, or maybe you killed him. Maybe you killed him when he came upon you. And then you went to his, like you found his driver's license ID, because normally you get kids, I would think, or hunters, you know what I mean? This guy was purposely looking for you. And so after you killed him, you find his driver's license address, you go look and you find like this house where he had all this knowledge. Or what would you think? Like that's just an idea I have, but.
That sounds pretty good. Like he came and tried to investigate things, and I was kind of intrigued by who was this guy, in my kind of territory, and made contact, and he invited me back to his place back in town and to interview me and try and find out what I was, but I ended up just taking him out, maybe.
Taking him out, because there's two options, right? You can take him out and he can become that spirit thing that follows you, you know what I mean? Follows you around, or two, you gave him your blood as like he wanted that, you know what I mean? And you're like, okay. And eventually he became like you know what I mean? Your ghoul, you know what I'm saying?
inadvertently, you didn't realize till later, obviously, like, oh shit, this guy who thought he was going to use me is now like enthralled to me. You know what I mean? It's your call, like whatever you think would fit. Or unless you have or if you have a different idea, I'm totally down for that too.
Well, I was thinking because of the history I had sort of in mind for him, it might not make sense for him to have the ghoul this early because he started doing whatever it took to survive, taking kind of horrible jobs and doing all sorts of unsavory things.
Okay.
Even doing black market dealing and stuff.
So maybe he killed them and they just used his house as a haven or something like that?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah.
Okay,
So,
like
jumping online, going on the deep web and finding jobs that needed to be done.
So for before we go on to the unsavory shit, so we'll say like this guy probably was like a eccentric recluse, you know what I mean, who dabbled in a cult. You were able to maybe pick up the necromancy shit and some of the cult knowledge from him. He had very low level, like, you know what I mean? Just from like these old like books that he collected. He lived in this house that like he inherited from his grandmother. Maybe the house is even not that nice of a house. It's like a house that was built in the 50s or, you know what I mean? Like something like that.
Yeah.
But just like everyone left him alone because just kind of like whatever, you know what I mean? No, he had no family. He didn't fucking, no one checked on him. So it was just like a perfect thing that fell in your lap. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good. And I think that would work well with him being the spirit mentor as well.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, we could do that because like he just became, and his death, he became so infatuated. You know what I mean? And maybe like it was his
He's already obsessed with death.
Yeah, maybe you learned
to stick around.
Yeah. Especially when you use necromancy, you probably used your first shot of necromancy on him. You know what I mean? Like you learned, and you're like, oh, that's cool. Killed him, and then fucking, you know what I mean? Do your thing, and you're like, this shit works. All right, cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, cool. That we got that spell. I'll have to think of the name. We'll say his name's Brian. No,
Brian.
Yeah, Brian. No, Brian. Well, I'll let you name him. All right. Let's say that. That'll make it better. But if you can figure out a name, or you can even, who knows? Maybe you don't even. It's not worthy of a name or anything like that. We'll figure it out. You know. So, all right. So what's this? That's like when you came out of the forest. Let's say in the first 10 years. We'll say like 90. That was 96, right? What were you doing from 96 to like till when you met Ophelia in 2009?
Okay, so at this point, I'm basically a feral child, uneducated, living on instinct. You know, killing animals in the woods. And I guess now that I'm in this dude's house and he's got all this knowledge, and you know, the kid could read, like,
and he's a spirit mentor.
Rudimentarily.
So he's there to help you out and everything too, you know.
So I guess I start trying to educate myself on the human world. This guy might have had the internet and a bunch of books, so I start. He might not have had the internet in '96 actually, but say I start devouring books and.
Well, he could have had the internet. You know, the internet was around in '96. It was just in its early stages, and maybe he did. So he could try. He knew it was another way to find knowledge. You know what I mean? Maybe he had some contacts with some unsavory folks. You know what I'm saying? And you just does that make sense?
Yeah. I would also need to find like an agent, like a mortal agent, to do more adult things for me, like paying the bills and stuff. So maybe I've reached out to somebody.
You make it your ghoul. What were you thinking?
Yeah, even someone I've made a ghoul, and I'm using this dead dude's kind of quickly dwindling bank account to set myself up a bit better. You know, get the bills paid out in advance and stuff.
It's your call if you want that to be done with you or agent, or I don't want to force whenever you tell me when you want to introduce a school. I don't want to like force it. You know what I mean? So if you just want to have it be like an agent, like one of your contacts, you know, that you have here, we could do that too.
Yeah. And it's someone that I never actually meet. They never actually see me. I just wire them money and tell them what needs to be done, and they go do it for me.
Okay. That sounds good. All right. So what were these unsavory, like you're learning from books and you're learning knowledge and you're kind of just like how this house, you know, that you're doing it in. You talk about unsavory shit that he's done.
Well, I guess I realize I need to make money somehow and get by, but I can't exactly go out and get a job or anything. You know, I'm a fucking demented little
monster
kid. Yeah. So I guess I look at what my skills are, and yeah, I'm still pretty fucked up. Little fucked up kid So I realized, hey, I can do these things that other people don't want to do or can't do, and I'm seeing on certain, let's say, the deep web, or just dealings with criminals, contact with dodgy people online. Someone might need something stolen, someone might need to break in somewhere, or even have someone roughed up or killed. So I'm the kind of person that takes those kind of jobs because the pay looks really good.
In a small town, would you say, or would you say like?
It might be somewhere that I travel out of town to do and then come back before.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would say the traveling part would probably be smart to have a ghoul at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we
Because
could say the agent is the ghoul.
Okay, we could do that then.
That works. Yeah.
We'll get into him in a little bit. We'll figure like there's like different smallish towns around the Great Lakes and Lake Michigan. You know what I mean? And you could probably go about doing that. Now, when you say, because your guy only has the resources of one, when you say, would you say he just does the work just to get money, so then he can go back to living his like sheltered existence, and then when that runs out, he does it again? Where he's not like a Jonathan Chase, where he's just like hoarding all this fucking money and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I gotcha.
And I was even thinking he does things like maybe a bit of wheeling and dealing. He might, people he kills and stuff, he might acquire some firearms or something from them, and then he might sell them off to some other dude somewhere else who's looking for that kind of thing.
Well, he's like Katow, but like sells the shit when he finds it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, a pistol.
Yeah.
Here, you want a pistol? Oh,
he's
here's
like
some
an
drugs.
opportunist criminal, I guess.
Yeah.
Just kind of rolls with what's happening. And
but then when he's by himself, then he usually goes back to like doing research and doing like the reading and all that shit that he does.
Yeah.
Like that's how he got that's how he got computer skills and security skills and the cult, and you know what I mean, shit like that. And even like the finance and the medicine and the science, you know what I mean? Just wants to be left alone and feed in the small town, right?
Khan Academy, 18 hours a day, all night.
Yeah, well, that's also probably why you got your herd too, because you realize that feeding off of people randomly just would make your existence in a small town very, you know what I mean, hard to accomplish and everything like that.
And I guess because it's kind of a tourist town too, that can be something he plays off. He goes out and plays the lost child around the tourist areas at certain times of night. And then,
that's fucking wicked, dude. Like I just like this just creeps me out, man. I just like it's my favorite book ever, Stephen King's It. And like this just reminds me of it a lot. You know what I mean? Like this weird. It reminds me like a mixture. I keep looking at your picture that you have it reminds me like Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
And it, you know what I mean? It's got this really like creepy, like I love it, dude. All right. So your ghoul, what do you think about your ghoul? Is he, because most ghouls, obviously, I don't know if you've ever read, and you should probably fucking read it. And I'm sure you can find it by, the Ghoul Fatal's Addiction book. Read it if you can, because it tells you like ghouls, and you've seen, and I've touched. That's like one of the main themes, dude. That was the first theme of in the game is, these aren't just like normal people. They get fucking shit. They get fucked up, man, from drinking something that's corrupt. What is your ghoul? I'll let you decide. What do you want your ghoul to be like? What do you want his quirks to be? What's your relationship with your ghoul?
We could say he's not the most savory character either. Like perhaps he was a criminal or a drifter that drifted from town to town, robbing people and stuff.
Like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like maybe he stumbled into my place looking for, looking to rob it.
Yeah, probably had like greasy long hair and like a natty beard, but now he's like all clean up because you're like, he serves you, right? You know what I mean? He has to make everything look normal. I just figure like a homeless guy who like gets picked up off the street and like get cleaned up and is like, you know what I mean?
Like that.
Like in the movies.
But like a gross homeless guy that robs people and maybe like the male version of that chick from the Monster film. Do you know who I mean? Charlize Theron, Monster.
Oh yeah. That's been some true story too, man. But just anything to survive, has no moral compass. You know what I mean? Just is like, it's pretty much a junkie to your blood now. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty much a junkie, and and that, how would your character treat him?
Well, I don't like him going too overboard with things to draw attention. So sometimes maybe he'll do something stupid like kill someone in a really obvious way, or maybe not kill someone, but do something, rob someone or beat someone up really obviously, and I'll get really mad, and maybe I bully him a little bit and try and keep him passive, almost like an animal that I unleash when I need to, but just try and keep him subservient.
Yeah, like coward and everything. Like, what's his like vice? I mean, what's the one thing that he does that you think that he does that like pisses you off like that? You know what I mean? Like he has a hard time. Like your blood brings out the worst in him, right? What is that worst in him? I know
Let's
like is
say
there a vice?
He's kind of stalkerish towards women, and he treats women really terribly, and I really don't like that. So my character really brutally punishes him when he does that kind of behavior, so he has to suppress it. Do you know what I mean? Like
physically punishes him, or mentally and physically,
both.
or just
both.
Okay.
I withhold blood from him and tie him up and.
Oh, hey man, it's he's an animal to you. You know what I mean? Like I can dig that. And that's how you actually see your herd acting. You know what I mean? So you're like, well, you know what I mean? Like I'm going to do this as a punishment. Which probably like confuses you. But that's probably also another reason why like you're drawn to your herd, because they obviously, you know what I mean? Like could tell you're an oddball, but then it's not sexual with them at all, honestly. Even though the feeding is, you know what I mean, in a way. But it's like you think they're subservient too, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, that's what I do to this guy, and it keeps everyone in line, you know what I mean? Not realizing if one group enjoys it, one guy's like, what the fuck, like, I dig that, dude. And maybe there was an incident when like you first met Ophelia, or he saw Ophelia, or you know what I mean, or something like that, where like it probably brought out like, you know what I mean, like a really little ugly side to you that she witnessed and maybe led to talks. Which, what kind of, is there anything else you want to cover before you meet Ophelia?
Yeah, we'll say there's a girl who lives in Grand Marais who I met when she was about 8 years old as well, and I completely just pretended to be her friend. Like have you seen that movie? Don't let me. Oh, what's it called? Let the Right One In. I think it's.
Oh yeah. With the little girl vampire. I haven't seen it. I should watch it now. I never had no motivation to watch it. But yeah, go ahead.
Just think that I'm like, I might turn up at this girl's house at night once every few weeks and just innocently play like a child, play games with her and stuff, and then disappear again. And she's grown up. That can be Zed that has been mentioned in the emails occasionally. So maybe she's like in her late teens now, and she has no idea that I'm a monster. She just thinks that I'm like a little dude that comes and visits her sometimes. She might even think she's going crazy.
Oh, that's great. And how about we could play too when you go to like the Twin Cities, like you're missing her. You know what I mean? Like it's this weird factor, like Ophelia's dead, you're missing her, and maybe you're trying to find something to fill that hole in. You know what I mean? Like in the Twin Cities, like we can maybe play that out. So
yeah, and it's gonna be hard because I'm a little freaky kid. And I'm gonna keep I don't know. Yeah. There's gonna be part of that. And because I can't have it, that's why I'm stopping my goal from being able to interact with women.
Yeah. Maybe it is, or maybe you have like the reason why you don't like him doing that shit is because a guilt. Because every boy, I mean, like let's be honest, most kids at 8 years old are mama boys. You know what I mean? And fucking. And that maternal hole is missing, you know what I mean? Because you killed your mother, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you've been trying to fill it, And Ophelia was that for a while, and you were probably pretty excited at one point because you thought Ophelia was going to live forever too. And then, you know what I mean? And then you get the email and shit like that. And maybe, who knows?
We'll say the goal after, all these years of me kind of conditioning him, he's rather quiet now. He doesn't really talk that often. He doesn't do a lot unless I tell him to do it. He's almost like a slave, and like an obedient slave in a way. But then he has these compulsions that come out sometimes that I have to. Well,
it's frustration. It's probably frustration and compulsion. The fact that A, he's subservient to you when he wasn't normally subservient, and B, like you change his appearance because we said like he looks at like you know what I mean, like a dad. You know what I mean? And he's like sitting there, just feels like he's being. And then especially now that your blood is in his system. It makes even that part of him even more prevalent, and he has to keep it with, you know, this is a ball of angst, dude. You know what I mean? Like, and he explodes once in a while, and your child mind can't figure that out. That, like, you know what I mean? Like, why does he have these moments like every 6 months where, like, you know, blah 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 blah, you know, like, well, because he's a time bomb waiting to go off. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Oh dear.
yeah. Well, you know, it should be interesting, man. So
I'll leave you to think up a bit more background for that guy, perhaps, and you can surprise me with it later on.
Yeah, I could do that, man. I definitely, I think I could do that.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm already, like, right now thinking in my head, like, yeah, I got some ideas. I mean, it doesn't have to. I want to say it now because I don't want it to be like a super duper surprise. You know what I mean? But I could see, like, modeling him off of someone like in a way like a Ted Bundy or something like that. You know what I mean? Like a guy who was a traveler. You know what I'm saying? But not Ted Bundy was like a sociopath. He thought he was like a god complex, and maybe that's the case with him. But, you know, Ted Bundy was clean cut, but he was also, like, breaking in people's apartments and, you know what I mean, hitting them in the head with pipes and doing fucked up shit like that, man. So maybe do something like that, dude. I'm trying to.
He's a dog I have to put down eventually.
Maybe, dude. Maybe we'll see. We'll honestly see, man. Like, I try to take, like, these real world things and try to incorporate them in the game because I really want the game to keep this dark feel, and, you know, that I think we have in the game. I don't think the game's like an anime whatever type game. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of personal horror aspect. I think, you know, so I hope to keep it that way. So when you met Ophelia, that was when she was on her little sabbatical. Do you want to cover that, because you would know that better than I? You know what I mean? Like, how that went, what happened, what was the deal with that?
Like, she turned up. She got herself kind of shipped there by truck, I guess, because she just wanted to get away for a while. And she started feeding, and he would have obviously noticed somebody on his turf. You know, it's a small town. He would have probably been the only vampire there, I'd say.
Yeah.
So he would have made himself known, but being drawn to her because she's so kind, she would have taken pity on him.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have seen how ugly he was straight away, I don't think.
I don't think so either, because her auspex wasn't, like, super high at the time. I mean, she didn't have a super high. You just got the second one, you know what I mean? Like, right before she got killed, which is a bummer, because that's a fucking badass power. But go ahead.
I gave it to myself the day before I died.
Dude, I'm like, dude, auspex 2 is a fucking is badass, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the aura reading and shit, dude. Like, that's such a good thing, but it is what it is. So, all right, go ahead.
And we could say he offered to let her come and stay at his little abode while she was in town, but she denied, but she would still visit him occasionally, maybe play piano for him or something. And they just kind of filled that void, like you were saying.
Now, she probably, and I want to shoot an idea at you and see what you would think, because to me, I always felt like she was trying to goad him into coming, or convince him, not go to come to the Twin Cities. So I take it she probably explained the Camarilla, explained how it works. You know what I mean? Explained, like,
she would have been the first vampire he interacted with, other than when he was turned, I guess. So he would have had a lot of questions.
She probably, yep, and she probably answered him. You know, I don't see why she would hide it. You know what I mean? Anything like that. So, okay, I dig that, dude. So she was trying to convince him, probably gave him some, like, here's the thing, right? Because your character is going to get that email, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Saying, you know, oh my God, I think Dunstern is, you know what I mean? He's been, you know, watching, I don't know, I'm feeling, you know, the sun's about to come up and I'm starting to feel lethargic. I'm worried, you know, help, whatever. So how does he react to that?
I think he'd be kind of, let's just check this in as an aside before we go into that. Have you seen that movie? I think it's called Honey Trap or something.
No, I don't think I have. No.
It's where the girl sets herself up to be picked up by this, like, creepy kitty fiddler dude, and it seems like the movie is she's been abducted, but she's actually purposely been abducted so she can punish and torture and kill this guy.
No way, really? Is it an American movie?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't remember the name of it. It's called Hard Candy.
Hard Candy? No, I never heard of that, man.
That's like
Yeah.
2 movies. I'm like writing them down in my notes here. I got my NPC notes. I'm all like hard candy and let the right one in, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, that kind of thing. He like maybe he sets up liaisons with these, you know, like To Catch a Predator style things, but instead of Chris Hansen coming out, it's this little demon child that just kills you.
Yeah,
And
dude.
so,
Well, maybe he does see that. Yeah, go ahead.
so when he hears about the Dunstan thing, maybe he's you know, he's already kind of hates these kind of people. So
Just sets him enraged.
yeah, and the
Pretty much.
fact that it's happening to someone he already cares about as well,
Yeah.
that the same guy that's doing these kind of things is picking on his new friend, kind of enrages him as well.
Yeah, and also you probably remember when I kind of told you like 3 sessions ago or whatever, where I was like, you know, like, hey, listen, start hinting in the emails about like if you ever come here or anything ever happens to me, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
these are 3 people are good people. I want you to contact them. You know, that basically, like, if anything happens to me, contact these 3. These are, you know what I mean? Good people or whatever. You know, that'd be one way. But you would know also. She would say, hey, you got to introduce yourself to the prince. You know what I mean? Like, you have to
Sure.
introduce yourself. And she gave you a name, probably even the name of the Nosferatu primogen to kind of like be like, when, you know, if you ever come or whatever, like because if those moments in the game where I definitely felt, especially from your write-ups, that Ophelia felt like on edge, dude. You know what I mean? Like shit's not good, everything's happening. So she probably made, in lack of a better term, like an emergency packet. Like, if something happens to me, this is who you should talk to. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. Or, you know,
the way I envision me introducing myself to the prince is I turn up at Elysium just as these repairmen are fixing the door that
that
Kimberly smashed, and they've just finished it and they're admiring their handiwork, and then I just come bursting in and smash it off the hinges again.
Yeah, we could do that. You know, I was yeah. We could do the Elysium thing, or we could do that. You meet the primogen first, and then you introduce. It's your call, because I was ready to like describe, like, but if you want to do that to where you meet the Nosferatu as you come into the city, you know what I mean, the primogen, then you could do that too. But it's your call.
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool, man. Do you got anything else like you want to add before we wrap it up?
Just trying to think. So first of all, where am I going to be staying? Like a haven, I need to figure out. Maybe just a storage unit with an internet connection or something to start with.
Yeah, or maybe like a studio, a shitty studio apartment that your ghoul got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just like,
I want to say too, the ghoul came with me. He set that up for me, and everything. But then I think he drove back to Grand Rice in the meantime to look after the place back there. But he's ready to be called on when I need him. I don't want him around all the time straight away. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I mean, we
he can come into the picture a bit later, maybe.
So are you? Well, here's the thing, and that's one thing we should talk about, because I kind of assumed one thing, and maybe I think I assumed wrong. I was assuming that your character was like, "Fucking, I'm relocating." You know what I mean? Like, my herd is moving
gotcha.
here. All this shit,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's time to get rid of, shed this part of me and do what Ophelia told me to do. And my first thing of business is going to be to like find out what the fuck happened and get revenge. You know what I mean?
All right, let's say then I burnt my old place down.
Oh, man. Get fancy with that shit, man. Hell yeah,
Burn
dude.
it down.
Your herd, they're fucking
Trashed
involved.
everything.
They're fucking finding new SMM clubs and shit like that, and everything just kind of relocated. You know what I mean? Because you realize now that like it's time to jump in. You know, so and then eventually build a relationship with the Nosferatu, because I'm sure they know a lot about what's going on in the city, man. You know,
and we could say the herd, they weren't just like four or five, BDSM freaks that lived in this small town. We could say that each of them maybe lived in a satellite town around Grand Marais, and I would visit them periodically, but they all decided to move to Twin Cities at once.
Yeah.
When I mentioned what was happening, they're
okay.
like, fuck it.
Yeah. There's 3 of them. I think I heard of 2 is 3. Yeah. So you got, or one. Heard of 1 is 3. So yeah, you got them. So
okay. And they're like, fuck it, let's move to the big smoke and have some fun.
Shit, man. Have some fun in the primordial ocean, man.
And we could even, I don't know, this is just an idea, but maybe these guys unwittingly get involved with Dunstone or Max without my realizing it straight away.
Well, that's gonna happen, yeah. Because there's like, I mean, yeah, dude, that's gonna happen because there's
that kinky.
that kinky. Well, it's still there. That shit's still there. I mean, the Lilith cult was just a small part. Like they're just pretty much leasing a room. You know what I mean? In that fucked up thing and finding people from the fucked up orgy gathering. That those things are still going on. I'm sure. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
There's just not weird Lilith people having fucking orgies with ladies in red walking around, dude, which is gonna be fun. Like it's so hilarious, dude. Like how I thought this game was gonna be so much farther ahead of where, you know what I mean? It's so cool because that means I just have material for days, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool.
Thank you everyone for watching. If you got any questions about the character, ask in the comments if you want. I'll let Alex know because I'm like I get alerts when the comments go and he can come and respond.
Hello, folks. Have you ever wished you could have an easy way to find gameplay videos and podcasts, or just media in general that deals with your favorite White Wolf role-playing games? Or have you ever wished you could find a forum to share gameplay that you have recorded, one which wouldn't be drowned out by random posts and discussion, so that your media could get the attention you want? Well, we have the answer for you in a Facebook group we run called White Wolf RPGs Gameplay and Media. The group is specifically ran with the sole intent of it being a one-stop shop for people to view or share media involving the games we all love. We take thorough steps to ensure the page does not become cluttered and is easy to traverse. We are currently over 1,000 members strong, and we are continuing to rapidly grow, with new media being shared every day. Stop on by. We hope to see you there. High Level Games, the industry's first choice in taking your games to the next level. We are a podcast blog and new media network at highlevelgames.ca. We have blog posts about all of your favorite games going up 5 days a week, and a podcasting network with actual plays and shows that discuss role-playing games, with more rolling out all the time. We are on iTunes, Twitch, and YouTube. Find out more information at highlevelgames.ca, a site that certainly isn't controlled by a shadowy board of directors of otherworldly origin. That's highlevelgames.ca.
Please, help. They're coming.
The Los Angeles metropolitan area is constantly growing and changing. The Central District is full of new buildings. The Hollywood and Wilshire districts, once far from downtown, now are part of a which spreads past Beverly Hills and out to the ocean. But why is all this going on in Los Angeles? Why is Los Angeles an exploding city?
Neon Masquerade.
The Demon's Mirror.
13 Candles.
3 chronicles running through the undead veins of the City of Angels.
The Esoteric Order of Roleplayers Actual Play podcast invites you to drink deeply.
Go to eorpodcast.com and search the duets tag to find out more.
Hi guys, I wanted to let you know about my YouTube channel, the video journals of Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey is a character I play in a live-action vampire game called New England Nightmares, which uses the new By Night Studio rules for Mind's Eye Theatre. The chronicle's set in the city of New Haven, Connecticut, and we run on the third Saturday of every month in Southington, Connecticut. Most of the credit for the stories told in my journals comes from the plots developed by the amazing storytellers who run my game. So the videos on my channel are basically an in-character video logs of the newly sired Ventrue Mike Bailey. They follow him from his days as a naive mortal to his violent embrace during the Anarch Revolt in the city of London and on to his arrival on the shores of New Haven. The journals show Mike trying to come to terms with his kindred nature, his powerful but impure blood, and his attempts to hide his past from other members of the court of Prince Lucius. So I put out updates every 2 weeks, and I love feedback and questions, so check out my channel, subscribe, and leave me a comment.
Hey, do you like World of Darkness? Do you want to introduce your friends to it? But there's one problem. Nobody reads books anymore. This presents you with a problem, doesn't it? You want to get your friends into these awesome games, but they don't have the time or wherewithal to read any of them. Well, that's where Brett the Hitman comes in. Brett the Hitman, your one-stop shop on YouTube for all things related to World of Darkness. Currently in the middle of his Werewolf the Apocalypse series, which is showing tremendous growth. It's going to the moon! That's right, watch Brett the Hitman and you will get style, flair, humor, and of course some dank meme magic. Fucking normies! Brett the Hitman on YouTube at youtube.com/I love other people's misery. So watch now! If only for the dank memes. Tune in today!